you, Ms. Davis. Distinguished guests, teachers, proud parents, and most importantly, the grads of 2010. Words cannot describe really how proud I am to stand before you here tonight as your class valedictorian, because I was chosen by such an incredible group of individuals. So over the past few weeks, I've been tossing and turning, trying to come up with something intelligent to say here tonight, so I wouldn't let you guys down. So, like the good student that I am, I quickly got onto the computer and maybe decided that I could plagiarize some ideas to get me started. But after searching through countless YouTube videos, I realized that I couldn't find anything that had any relevance for Moscrop. Not because I didn't try, because trust me, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. But because, and most of us have taken this fact for granted, for over 5 years, we are graduating from one of the most unique schools. And the best way for me to describe this to you is to compare Moscrop and the grads of 2010 to a bunch of kindergartners playing in a sandbox. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not an insult, it's actually quite the opposite. You see, kindergartners don't understand things like racism, intolerance, prejudice. And rightfully so, because those are all extremely irrational ideas and behaviors that we as society have somehow unfortunately picked up. So the kindergartners continue to play in the sand without any kind of judgment among their peers, beside maybe if they can build a sandcastle bigger than theirs. Now this on a much smaller scale is like our grad class. But no one can say that there's absolutely no intolerance amongst us, but I can say that we come pretty close. Now some of you are going to argue and say, well Henry, this is all true. How come we don't all get together, all 300 of us, go down to the beach, hold hands and sing Kumbaya around a campfire on a weekly basis? Well, I don't think it's that simple. It's because people generally associate with others who hold and share the same interests. And that group of people generally becomes your close group of friends. Now think about you and your close group of friends. I bet you all have extremely diverse ethnic backgrounds. You all have different religious and cultural views. And if the first two aren't true, I bet your families all landed in different tax brackets. So it shouldn't perplex you when you see football players hanging out or a group of musical students who decide to form a band. What's unique here is somebody might have to leave practice early to go to mosque or synagogue, or somebody drives off in a Lexus while somebody else bikes or walks. And what that means is here at Moscrop, we've learned to judge each other on character over race and ethnicity, on personality over different cultural and religious views, and on attitude over social and economical status. And we didn't learn this from any specific teacher or class, and we probably didn't learn that in Planning 10, but we learned that amongst each other and through the social interactions that we've had with one another and our friends in the last 5 years. And it's this open-mindedness that really makes Moscrop such a unique school. Now, most of you right now are probably thinking about what you're going to do outside our little sandbox, what we're going to do next. And some of you have decided, myself included, that the most logical choice is to enter maybe perhaps a bigger sandbox with fancier toys, and to use these toys will be charged thousands among thousands of dollars. For those of you who missed that metaphor, I'm talking about post-secondary school. And some of you have decided to go right into the real world of work, and I admire your bravery if you've made that decision. And I'm sure that no matter what, you will most definitely succeed. But I bet no matter which one of these two situations you find yourself come next September, you still can't answer the question, well, I got September figured out, but what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And although it seems like we've had a long 5 years to think about it, we've had to deal with a lot of other things too. For example, learning the theory of relativity in class. Oh yeah, that puberty thing was kind of a big deal and somewhat time-consuming, and for some of us still somewhat time-consuming. And learning that on Valentine's Day, that even if you send the girl you like a rose, it doesn't mean she's gonna like you back. But that one might just pertain to me on the last one. But the point I'm trying to make here is that we really haven't had a chance to think about our futures until perhaps this year. And even with that said, we probably thought more about tuxes and limos and gowns before our futures. Now, quite honestly, I don't know if I want to become a lawyer when I grow up. Sorry, Mom, if this is the first time you're hearing of this. I only wrote that from my walk across the stage because, first off, the counselors really hounded us to write something. And secondly, I wanted you to think I was intelligent so you'd wholeheartedly listen to my extended speech. So I'm in that undecided boat. But for those of you who have found your passion, whether it be the arts, the sciences, the trades, athletics, I'm happy for you, but a bit envious. Because for the majority of us, we remain undecided what to do. But we shouldn't worry, however, because, and this might be an overdone cliche, we still have the whole wide world left for us to explore. And no matter how much life experience, real life experience you think you have, the reality is we have been pretty sheltered in the last 5 years at Moscrop, and that's not theoretically a bad thing. So moving on, the year 2010 will always be special to us as it's linked to our high school graduation. Let's take this time right now to consider some of this year's other events that have made it even more significant. First of all, the entire world descended on Vancouver for the best Winter Olympics ever. And even though we didn't get the 2 weeks off, sorry, I had to throw that in there, it was still a momentous event to have occur our grad year. And events like the torch relay, especially as we had one of our fellow graduates act as a torchbearer, and events like the gold medal hockey game not only brought our city, our country closer together, but it also brought our school community and our grade together. So that was an extremely proud moment for Canada. Also in 2010, Canadian pop sensation, or whatever he likes to be called, Justin Bieber has finally hit puberty. But despite this fact, he has still been on more magazine covers than the Prime Minister of Canada and the President of the United States combined. So at this moment, I'm still undecided if that is a proud moment for Canada, but at least we still have the Olympics to boast about.